Blackburn or West Ham?
Or the home tie now. Here it comes. Gillingham have been drawn at home. 56.
56!
B42. Yes! West Ham at home. Get in. Love it. Yes. That is a belter. Good evening, Gills fans. Welcome back to Gills in the Blood TV. It is Monday review time, and as you have seen from the opening clip, tonight was FA Cup third round draw. I was quite pleased with that one, I think. West Ham at home in the third round of the FA Cup weekend of the 3rd to the 6th of January is an absolute belter for me. Really pleased with that one, considering the teams that were left in at that stage of the draw. But I'd imagine if you'd asked, or if you'd said to me at the start of the draw even that you'd guaranteed to be getting West Ham at home, I think most Gills fans would have snapped your arm off. So a really pleasing draw, but we'll get onto that a little bit later. Obviously, we do have a game to look back at as it is Monday review night. It was yesterday, weirdly, a Sunday game for the Gills. A little bit of extended television highlights coverage on the BBC. And we run out really good 3-0 winners over Doncaster Rovers in the second round of the Cup, which has landed us this plum draw. Spoke to Boz during the Matchday Live and after the Matchday Live on the way home, and we was discussing whether it was our best performance of the season. If you look at the teams that we beat earlier on in the campaign at home, the likes of Southend, Bolton, they were really struggling. I mean, Bolton played their kids. Wycombe was the standout earlier on in the campaign. Our sole away win came at Accrington, but we was under the cosh for large periods. Lincoln recently in the league was a good performance, made them look very poor. Same could be said against Sunderland in the FA Cup replay, a team that was boasting certainly Championship and some Premier League quality players in Aidan McGeady. Saw them off by a goal to nil not so long ago to earn the second round tie against Donny yesterday. But I thought from first whistle to last yesterday, we were absolutely immaculate. I know Paul Rayner spoke of having to get in their faces from the off to stop them playing their passing game, and myself and Boz noted even at 3-0 down, their keeper was still going very short to their centre-backs within their own 18-yard box. They were still trying to play out from the back, didn't want to go long too early. So I think it's testament to us, not just the defence and the goalkeeper, but also the midfield and the front line. We did press high up, we did press from the front. We didn't give them a sniff, and the game was effectively over after 15 minutes, which is really pleasing to see, because for too long, the Gills' home form's not been great, and we'll get onto that a little bit more in a minute. But first, a really crisp finish from Mark Byrne, drilled it into the bottom corner. And then a couple of minutes later, Ollie Lee escaped after a clip over the top from young Tom O'Connor. And despite the best efforts of their keeper, Dieng, who got a big hand on it, he couldn't prevent it from dropping into the net. And it was a really well-worked goal. We played some really good stuff through the 90 minutes as well. Obviously, with Mika Mandron up top, who himself had a really good game. Very selfless performance. Hold-up play was brilliant. Everything was sticking to his chest or his thigh or his knee or his foot or whichever part of his body he tried to control it with. He won most of his flick-ons, brought others into play, and he didn't shirk his defensive duties as well. Yeah, just a really, really good first half, and probably the most complete 45 minutes we've put together all campaign, in fairness. Second half, we knew we was probably going to drop off a little bit and settle for what we had and try and play on the counter-attack a bit more like an away side. And I think Donny had more of the ball, but I can't remember Jack Bonham being extended and having to make what you'd term as a proper save. He's claimed a few crosses. He's comfortably gathered a couple of shots, and they've had a couple off target. But all in all, we were really good. And Brandon Hanlon, I speak about him every week. Not ashamed to say I'm a huge fan, and really deserved his goal yesterday. Really deserved that. It's a really good finish. Ball over the top from Ollie Lee, and his pace and his willingness to run in behind got him there, because there might have been other strikers at 2-0 that are thinking, oh, we're just, jockeyed at the centre half, let him have it because we're comfortable in the game. But no, Desire wanted to get there, bullied the centre half, done him for pace and power, got on the wrong side, and then, like we said on the Matchday Live, it looks like he's done the keeper with the eyes and clipped it near post, and their keeper was better with his feet in his hands, in all honesty, weren't he? I think I can't remember him making a save of note either. It's either everything went in, or we were slightly off target, or he was bailed out by his defenders. But yeah, just really, really pleasing on the whole. And That's now 4 games on the bounce at home where we've won and not conceded. We've scored 6-7 goals in that time as well. So all the talk at the start of the season about trying to make Priestfield a bit of a fortress again and not allowing teams to come and have easy points and easy victories, there are signs that it's happening. And I put a tweet out this morning regarding comparative home form of all the seasons since we returned to the 3rd tier back in 2013, and this is based on all competitions. And if you look, we now have 7 wins from 14 games this season, 50% strike rate, absolutely superb, not to be sniffed at all. If you look in the last 3 seasons, the end tallies after an average of about 24, 25 games at home, 8 wins and 9 wins. So we only need 3 more wins in the rest of the season at the Priestfield to beat that. I'm pretty confident we'll go way past it, to be honest. And looking at them seasonal statistics, it's only 2015-16 where we won 14 of 25 at home under Justin Edinburgh with a 56% win ratio. That's the only season since we returned to League One where we have a higher percentage. And yes, you can say, well, we've got room to improve, but we've also got more room to get worse because we still have plenty of games to play at home. But the performances at the moment don't indicate anything that would suggest we're going to start losing regularly at home again. We have another home tie coming up this weekend in the league against Sunderland, who we've recently seen off in the FA Cup. So another opportunity to put another win on the board, but we'll talk about that more on Thursday. Just all in all, really pleasing though. Really good to be able to go and watch football matches and look forward to a Saturday or a Sunday in this case, or a Tuesday night, and be confident that the Gills are number one, going to put on a performance. The boys are going to put in a shift, and the main thing is be confident that we can get something out of games. I've said it plenty of times. There's only twice this season where we've been overrun and been poor, and that was Oxford away and Rotherham at home, where we lost both games by 3-0. But aside from that, there's not a lot to complain about, I don't think. And now, with this FA Cup run, obviously brings prize money, Plum FA Cup 3rd round draws, and obviously potential to maybe strengthen the squad in January, which would be great. But yeah, just before we get on to that, obviously in terms of Luke Cordell in Monday's Medway Messenger, always do his last paragraph of his report, and he said, in today's a 3-0 win could have been even more handsome, but this will do. Gills will now be hoping for a big name out of the hat when the draw for the 3rd round is made tonight. Well, we got that, and we bloody deserve it, because the football that we've played over the last few weeks has been very good on the whole. And the game that we lost at Wimbledon last week was, quite frankly, a travesty. And if you didn't watch my video last Monday, go and have a look if you want to see me have a rant and a bit of a meltdown. But it's all positive this week. Really, really good. Last thing about Saturday, match ratings, we'll do Luke's and ours. Right, so we'll do Luke's first. So Jack Bonham 6, we said 7.5. Barry Fuller 7, we said 7.5. Max Amos 7, we was 8. Jack Tucker 7, we was 7.5. Conor Ogilvie 7, we said 8. Just gets better and better, Conor Ogilvie at the moment. Jack Tucker put in a Rolls Royce of a performance at centre half. It looks like he's been playing there all his life. It's just ridiculous to think that he's only 20 years old and he's only played 15 professional football matches or so. In the middle of the park, Alfie Jones was back to somewhere near his best. Luke said 8, we said 7.5. Mark Byrne, we both said 8. Tom O'Connor, Luke gave a 7, we said 7.5. Ollie Lee, we both gave 8. I said to Boz on the match day live yesterday that I thought that was one of his best performances of the season in terms of being a complete and all-round display. Provided an assist, scored a goal, got into dangerous areas and was a constant threat with the ball. And again, he was another one who didn't shirk his defensive responsibilities when needed. Up top, we gave Brandon Hanlon an 8.5. Luke said an 8. Mika Mandron got given an 8 by Luke and we said 7.5. But we mentioned after Lincoln, I think it was, that this looks like a front two that could be first choice moving forward. And I think if they both stay fit and in form, then it will be, because they provide everything that you need from a strike partnership. Mika play with his back to goal if need be. You can put balls onto his chest. You can hit his head if he wants to win flick-ons. Then Brandon's got the pace and power to run him behind. A little bit more trickery. But Mika's good with his feet as well. He's got a decent left foot. He knows where the back of the net is. And I think the more games they play together, the more of a threat they'll provide. And fingers crossed they can both get on the goal trail and start firing us up the League One table, because we do have a lot of important games before we start thinking about the third round of the FA Cup in the new year. But it has been drawn, and this team will travel to Kent in the new year. Premier League outfit West Ham United will travel to the Priestfield on the weekend of the 3rd to the 6th of January. As you've seen my reaction at the beginning of this piece, quite pleased with that one. Obviously, we'd all love a Liverpool or a Man City or an Arsenal or Chelsea, a Man United or Tottenham. But in terms of wanting a Premier League side, we've got it. A home draw, I think Priestfield will be packed. I know last year it wasn't quite full up for the Cardiff game, and we put in a really good show that day and knocked them out. And West Ham, no disrespect to Cardiff, will probably be a bigger test. But chances are they'll bring a few because it's not too far for them in terms of travelling distance. We're playing well, so if we can maintain our form for the next few weeks, hopefully we can see a packed out Priestfield. It'd be lovely to go there and see it full up, no spare seats, because it's not happened nearly enough over the last few years. And hopefully this could be the catalyst for something for the second half of the campaign. If we can get a decent amount of, funding in from this. Obviously, we've won the first round and the second round, so I think that's the best part of 90 grand for the two games in terms of prize money. We'll obviously get some sort of reward for being in the third round. I don't know what the win percentage is if we do pull off an upset, and it would be an upset. But yeah, sod's law, obviously they were in a completely horrible run of form running up to this weekend, and then they saw off Chelsea at Stamford Bridge by 1-0. Was a bit of a story, I think, with their third choice keeper, David Martin, who made his debut in the Premier League at the age of 33 and kept a clean sheet and helped his side claim 3 points, and then was seen jumping into the press box at the end of the game to hug his father, Alvin, who is an absolute West Ham legend for anybody who grew up in the 80s and early 90s watching First Division and Premier League football. But I think it's a game we'll have a chance in. I would imagine that Manuel Pellegrini will rotate. He won't want to, he won't play his first team. So I think there'll be a few fringe players that'll start, but obviously their fringe players are still going to possess a lot of quality. You're looking at David Martin, he says their third choice keeper and he's playing at the moment, whether Fabianski will be fit by then, but they've got good players all over the park and it'll be a huge test, but it'll be one that we should relish, one that we should enjoy, and one that we should embrace, because we have nothing to lose. West Ham have everything to lose. I, for one, cannot wait. It should be an absolutely belting afternoon, and who knows if it gets picked for TV coverage, and that's another little bit more cash in the coffers, so to speak, and fingers crossed we can use that to potentially get in what I think we all know, and that's a more clinical front man, and that's not doing a disservice to Mika Mandron and Brandon Hanlon, who were immense yesterday, and obviously we've still got Mikael and Jolly and Alex Jakubiak waiting in the wings for their chance again. So, but for me, the form's very good at the moment. The performances are generally very good. The results are decent. The home form's back to somewhere where we wanted it to be. Could be an exciting second half of the campaign, Gills fans. So let's all strap in and get ready. Obviously, we've got a few more games in December. Another excellent time of the year for me, where games come thick and fast, and we've got some very winnable home fixtures coming up. We've got a tough away day at Fleetwood in a couple of weeks as well. But the way we're playing, I'm confident we can pick up a satisfactory amount of points in all of these games, and then we can reassess in the new year, see where we are, and kick on again. Right, that's enough from me this evening. Another positive Monday review. There's been plenty of them recently. It's really good. I think I said to someone the other day, it's nice to be able to bring you content of us winning football matches and us talking about us winning football matches. You know where we are on all the social media platforms, on here on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. We'll be back Thursday and then Saturday. Until next time, up the Gills.